This Green Bay Packers team preview edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog. Get up to a $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code SGPN.
Hey, what's up, you degenerate gamblers? This is Bill Burr, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
It's a baby fucking wheel, man. San Diego Superchargers.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
Between the Bengals the other day and the Packers today, just going through all the traditional jerseys that we keep in the wardrobe department here at SGPN offices. Shout out to Jordy Nelson.
Yeah, Kramer rocking the Jordy Nelson jersey. Which you got this jersey because of like a fan thing?
I'll be honest. At this point, my memory is such that, and I don't know if our internet's glitching out or something, but it was some sort of wager. It was years ago.
Yeah,
I mean, Jordy Nelson was still playing. This wasn't like an after the fact Jordy. I'll do some searching.
It might have been, our buddy. I feel like it was somewhat related to our buddy Billy, who hosts a soccer gambling podcast on our network.
You
who's
said
a Packers fan, but maybe I was wrong. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a little too big. Like it was one. It's kind of like shout out to the fan that gave us some game worn jerseys, but instead of game worn by the athlete, it was worn by him.
Yeah,
and
I got a sweet Peyton Manning Broncos jersey.
Yeah, I got a Josh Allen jersey. It's a little too big, like the 2XL. It's like, all right, I can still. It's a football jersey. It still works.
Kicking around in the closet, man. We got a great show for you. Two-a-days continue. Shout out to the chat. I see a bunch of the regulars in there. Mike, Easy, Japan, John, Degenerate Dan, Olan, who we have Ryan. We have our first fan battle in the team previews. Olan called out Dick Puncher via the Bears preview. We will get a response from Dick Puncher, but of course, the phrase that pays. Each episode, each team preview, we're revealing one word as part of the phrase that pays. Collect all 32 words, put them in order as we do the team previews. Submit that at the end of the 32 team previews. One person who correctly submits it, we will do a drawing. We did a wheel last time. Over 200 people entered, and you are going to get $1,000 circa future. Must be legal gambling age. This episode's word is 14. 14. Now
like
you
1-4.
Yeah, you can spell it out or you can submit it as a number. I
feel like you should make him spell it out.
Okay, 14.
Yeah, come on.
The number FOUR-teen. Spell it out. Send it in. The phrase that pays.
As in not a legal gambling age.
No. Maybe some places. I don't know. Okay. International waters.
Did we get some underage entries last time?
I was gambling at age 14.
Yeah, illegally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, allegedly, it's a gray market, right?
I think the statute of limitations has passed on that, so you can speak freely.
Good times. All right, enough messing around. We're here to talk all things Green Bay Packers.
Yes.
Joining us on the line, Packer super fan. You know him, you love him. He's been a regular on the pregame show, postgame show. You got him in the Discord. The one, the only, Dick Puncher. Look at you. Yes.
Oh,
well,
let's go.
He's got the, if you're not watching on YouTube, you're missing out. He's got the giant cheese fist, the cheese hat with an extra piece of cheese, and he's holding his cheese dagger. And if you missed the other team previews, we mentioned that Kramer, when you hit up,
well, context is needed here because you're probably wondering, like, man, this guy's a super fan of the team. What you would be shocked to find out is that this is just the stuff that goes on vacation with.
Yeah.
Because when I hit up Mr. Puncher, he said, you know, it's great that you're contacting me when you're contacting me because I'm actually packing for a vacation right now. let me make sure I pack the cheese garb along with the
look at him.
Whatever kind of beach going vacation wear you might. Honestly, that we need some, and we'll get to it in a little bit, but we do need to get some shots, some scantily clad dick puncher.
Just rocking,
wearing cheese only.
Yeah. That's a calendar idea. Now, Mr.
Cheese
Puncher,
only. That's a website.
Only cheese.
Only cheese. Now, Mr. Puncher heard his name called out by Olan. Olan went off. He was hyping up the
Barbarian
Bears. Olan the Barbarian. I do like that name. He was going nuts, hyping up the Bears, and he called out Dick Puncher in spite of the fact that, as you could, you might have to zoom in, but his cheese hat does say Bears owner on it, and there you go. And obviously the Packers have had a good history against the Bears, but Olan optimistic, and not to be outdone, Mr. Puncher cut his own promo that he submitted to us, Ryan.
Yeah, and I want, if you are watching with your significant other, I would say maybe hit pause and have them go into the other room, because
it's an only cheese, promotional material.
This is the closest thing we've ever shown to porn on the show.
Right. So how many Packers fans are there? We found the one Packers fan that's in really good shape. And all the other Packers fans eat brats, go to the brat stop, have cheese and beers.
I gotta be honest.
This is heretical. I'm standing up for all the Packers fans out there. We always get shown as just, all we eat is cheese curds.
Yeah,
well, yeah.
slobs.
I mean, they fuel phenomenal workouts. All right, you can use that. Reuse it. Build muscle.
He's on
Bears fans.
Dick Puncher's on cheese steroids. All right, roll the video.
Olin, we're fucking coming for you. The pack is coming for you. Your owners are fucking. We don't even need the dagger for you. We're just gonna fucking punch you in the dick. That's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna do it again, and we're gonna do it again. We own you. We own you. Go back, go. Go back, go. Go back, go. Oh!
Let me be the first to say it's warm in Green Bay this time of year.
So you're emphatic calling out Dick Puncher. Cheese Dick is.
I gotta be honest. 10-9 on the first round scorecard in favor of Dick Puncher.
Yeah, and we are. And make a note, if you have a big rivalry game, call out a fellow SGPN fan. We're gonna do little fan battles on the pregame show. Submit your 40-second clip.
Couple people I dare someone to go after. One, Matty J.
Oh, Matty J.
I dare you to get him on his. I just got a message from him.
Matty J's fired up.
Asking just for some positive vibes. He was about to hit the craps table. And then anyone else?
Well, I would say our buddy who the Don of Bill's Mafia, Adam Pelletier.
We haven't heard him.
He cuts a very strong promo. We'll see. Big Rob maybe wants to respond when we get a little. I just like breeding these rivalries between the fans over on SGPN.
Yeah, just creating some toxicity.
Yes, exactly.
Like inside the lines.
Yeah, only, inside the locker room. Now you're 2024.
What about Daquan? Someone think anyone would be balls enough to go after Daquan? He's got a crossbow.
He does. He has access to a crossbow. I would not mess with that guy.
Anyway, Packers.
2024 Packers. Now, pretty good season. Of course, they lost to the Super Bowl champs in the playoffs. Not to bring up, not to rub cheese in the wound there, Dick Puncher. But you guys were 11-6. I had you 10-7. Kramer 9-8. You guys did go over your win total. Did make the playoffs there. And yeah, I what would you say of that season? Certainly, Jordan Love dealing with that injury probably didn't help. Played through some of it. A little issues on the defensive side. What they did in the offseason, I don't think was crazy. I do like the Matthew Golden draft class, but they didn't, again, the Packers are never a team that's going to wow you in free agency. They like building through the draft. I think Matt LaFleur, who at times we've busted his chops, certainly deserves his kudos. I mean, 67 and 33. He had one losing year at 8-9. Other than that, I think he's done a pretty good job. Now, certainly, you got to get over the hump there. In the playoffs, they destroyed the Cowboys a couple years ago. That was awesome. But where are you at with the 2024 Packers, Kramer? I know you're a bit of a hater on Jordan Love.
No, they're one of these teams that I think obviously Matt LaFleur is a good coach.
Yeah.
This
Great
team
coach.
great possibly a great coach because he's done it with what we have now seen is a decrepit old Aaron Rodgers who's he may be dragged along, and Jordan Love, who, I mean, at best still has he shown us the stuff that it was supposed to make us think he was an MVP yet, Sean? Because but this is one of those weird predicaments I find myself in. I want to be a hater, but yet even with Jordan Love doing Jordan Love things last year, they managed to put up double-digit wins. Yeah, and they weren't that far off in a conference that there's not exactly a big dog at the top, especially when you're talking hangover. You're talking the Eagles overworking Saquon in training camp for some reason.
Wow, you're saying no big dogs in the.
I'm saying there's no big dogs in the NFC.
Okay, so it went from the Eagles had a super team that carried Jalen Hurts to not being a big dogs.
Well, I'm factoring in the hangover.
Oh, okay.
I'm factoring in the fact that
the super team hangover.
I'm factoring in the excessive amount of touches they're giving Saquon Barkley in training camp after
Saquon's gonna be fine.
The soft tissue injuries to AJ Brown already because of that hangover.
But I agree with your take overall where Jordan Love, you like hating him, and I understand it's fun, but he's played at a pretty high level. To your point, there's never been a stretch or like a where he's been what I would call elite top shelf. But he's
I understand why people get excited.
Third year as a starter.
Anyone who can step off their back with no legs and flick their wrist and have that kind of arm talent, I get it.
Yeah,
but he just does it too much.
No, and
just does it too much. And you got to hope that I think the running game should be good again. We'll see. I guess it's probably what I would say about the running back room upon further review. It's more fragile than I thought. I do like Josh Jacobs though. Yeah. Again, it's hard to hate this team. Defense improved.
Puncher, where are you at? Where are you at with your 2024 Packers? The moves they did in the offseason. How do you feel coming into the season?
I feel good. I think the big question is still going to be the line. We've made the offensive line in particular. We've made some changes there. We're still looking around. Like, is Morgan going to be a tackle? Is he going to be a guard? I personally think he's going to end up at guard. I know a lot of beat reporters who are essentially saying that they're giving him snaps at left tackle just to essentially prove that he can't be the tackle, and then they're going to end up sticking him at guard. And I think he'll be good at guard. But he has been kind of underperforming at tackle. But the Morgan issue aside, which is a little bit of a thing, but other than that, I mean, I feel great. Like, Love, for everything that gets said about Love. All right, this is a stat from Pete Bukowski.
Let's go.
Of Locked On Packers. All right. So I want to be very clear. This is his stat coming from him. So this is using this Clevta analytics platform, CLEVTA. Well, I think you'll like this. They went back and they compared EPA rank, right? But factoring in opposing defenses. So not quite DVOA, right? But what they did was they went back and evaluated how much value did you generate versus what other teams did against those defenses, right? So how often did you outperform the average quarterback relative to the defenses you faced? Okay. And by the way, the Packers facing one of the hardest defensive schedules in the league. I mean, they had the Vikings, which were a top 3 defense. We faced them twice. Lions were top 10 twice. Eagles, they factored in the playoff games. So we've played them twice. They finished number 1 in this.
Yeah.
So Texans were a top defense. So anyway, so they had a very tough defensive schedule. There were a total of 2 quarterbacks who did better than the 50th percentile more often than Jordan Love did last year. Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, right? The MVP and the runner-up in the very tightly contested thing. Love was the only quarterback in the NFL who didn't have a bottom 30th percentile performance relative to the defense all year. he was one of the most consistently good quarterbacks in the league. He was 70th percentile or better in 56% of his games. The only quarterbacks with more, higher than 70th percentile, more than 56% of those games in the league were Lamar, Allen, and Goff. And yeah, that consistency, essentially, that's what you need. I mean, really, everybody likes making fun of he has random interceptions. And he did have 3 or 4 real bad picks last season. And those are relevant.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you look back, there were only 2 games where he threw multiple interceptions. 2. Okay. One was the Vikings, in which he threw 3 interceptions. One was off the hands of multiple Packers. But in that game, he had 4 touchdowns. We lost by 2 points in a game in which we missed multiple field goals, 1 in chip shot range. This was before we picked up Brandon McManus. Okay, so we lost by 2 points where we missed multiple field goals. The other one was a Houston game where he had 2 interceptions. He got 3 touchdowns in that game against a top 3 defense in DVOA, and then McManus kicked the game winner. We won that game. So, I mean, Love is able to do what we need for him to do, especially if Josh Jacobs is going to keep being the guy he was last year, and I don't see any reason why not. I mean, he seems healthy. He seems like a phenomenal back. I mean, obviously, Sean, you guys have. I'm not gonna put him above Saquon right now, but he's right there after. He's
okay.
He's definitely I think he's top 3 at least. I mean, last year in a lot of stats he was in that category. So he's great. We've got Omar Brown, who was, I believe, undrafted as a safety. He got 3 picks on family night. He's been showing up pretty good. We could use some more help in the secondary, even though we've obviously got Xavier McKinney, who was unbelievable last year. So we still got him coming back. That's great.
Now, Dick Puncher, what is this I'm reading about my guy, Bo Melton? They're converting him from a receiver to a cornerback.
Yeah,
that to me is that's a little bit of a red
saw
flag.
His brother can play cornerback, Max,
Yeah.
and he's like, all right, why don't you try?
I like Bo Melton as a receiver. I was so close to cashing some huge 2 touchdown stuff in the playoff run.
They don't need him,
or maybe first touchdown. Forget whatever it was. Bo Melton was getting open.
But they like him so much, they're giving him a chance to change position.
Yes.
That's you can.
So
that's what's happening. It's we have a million receivers. We have so many receivers, and it's just he would not have made the roster this year. I love him too, but I mean, we already had a ton of guys. We've got Dobbs, we got Wicks, we got Reed. We've got Watson when he's available. We draft Golden. We draft Savion Williams in the 3rd round. It's we have so many receivers. He wouldn't have wound up making the team, but they do like him so much that they're giving him a shot. And from what it sounds like to me, he's been doing a good job. Will he wind up making it as a corner? Because he's also helping out his special teams. Maybe. I don't know how that's going to play out. I hope it does. I hope it works out. I hope he does great. But yeah, that's another a little bit of a question mark.
This is like that situation where they want to keep him. He can play special teams. They just can't keep 7 receivers or whatever it would take.
Yeah, I mean, in defense of Jordan Love, I was reading some of the overall 8% of the Packers pass attempts were not caught due to receiver error, the largest percentage of any team in the NFL.
So here's what I would say.
The advanced stuff is favorable to Jordan Love. He was dealing with that knee stuff,
but he's also
keep in mind he got injured in the first game of the season.
Yes,
and then. He came back. By the way, that Vikings game, one of the only 2 games where he threw multiple interceptions, that was the first game back from injury. So he was playing with not a, I don't know. I think coming into this year, he's healthy. I think to think he'll get worse, I think is a little ridiculous, especially when a lot of those receivers last year were 2nd-year guys. A lot of them are coming back. They're going to have more, time under them. And it sounds to me from camp, I don't know. I've heard insanely bullish things on Golden. It sounds like Golden, people are saying he could be a wide receiver 1 before the end of the year. Not necessarily they're not saying he's going to be Jamar Chase or something, but a legitimate 1.
Malik Neighbors, another good comp there. So this becomes the conversation of because we were discussing this earlier with the man in the box, but when you have a fairly large gap between success rate relative to your peers and EPA or whatever advanced metric you want to use, you have to look into that a little bit. And with Jordan Love, he has one of the bigger gaps between EPA and where that success rate is. And then specifically, if you go further into some of the EPA CPOE stuff, like the Ben Baldwin, Jordan Love would be extremely elite if not for his inaccuracy. And when you look at his take away the receiver crap that you just brought up.
Yeah.
When you look at the expected completion percentage, and this is the stuff I always make fun of him for, and what eventually ends up killing him in tight playoff moments. Last year, only better than Bryce Young, Trevor Lawrence, and Anthony Richardson, and all of those quarterbacks made a hell of a number of throws that made you puzzled. So with Jordan Love, again though, the team is good enough, the running game is good enough, the defense. Here's what I would say is the concern for me, because I know you can explain the defense's massive steps forward with some key pieces like McKinney. But I do wonder if the defense isn't going to be the same kind of elite unit. And what happens if the offense stays the same? I'm with Dick Puncher. It is a little reckless to project the offense getting worse this year. So to expect them to be a top 5, top 10 offense, yeah, I'll lock that in.
No, I mean,
but their defense was a top 10 unit last year, and to imagine a world where that buoys back towards the middle of the pack, what does that mean for their win-loss record? Now in their division too, like I've kind of been schizophrenic with my thoughts on some of the teams, and with the Bears, I'm coming in and out. All like these training camp videos of Caleb Williams are a problem for me. I couldn't imagine having to root for that. I mean,
well, I think the
he's
Bears
marrying what people say about him to how he actually acts. Like the tantrums are ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm not. That to me is all kind of noise right now. I do think
but it's happening.
I think the Bears are going to be better than their 5-12. I think the Vikings, that schedule and the way it breaks, I think they're going to be in for a rude awakening. Now, to me, I think Bears maybe have a shot to get up there to the top, but it probably will be a 2-horse race between the Packers and the Lions, depending on how the Lions offense does. Ben Johnson there, and if Jared Goff gets exposed. But let's get into the Packers schedule, because I think that's kind of it's an interesting schedule. They have 4 games in 17 days, 23rd hardest, or 23rd. So I guess you go 9th hardest schedule there. And certainly not easy, but manageable. They seem like a pretty similar team to last year. It's hard for me to have a hot take, positive or negative, right now on this Packers team. Of course, head over to Underdog Fantasy. Get in over there. Use that promo code SGPN. Best Ball Mania, the best way to play fantasy football. We do need one more person for the Tattoo League. $1,000 SGPN gift card up for grabs. Last place has to get a SGPN related tattoo, which we will pay for up to $500. Don't get like what is it? Lamar that has the whole, or no, Anthony Richardson has like the whole back tattoo.
Oh, it's huge. I even saw. I mean, your boy Jalen Carter has some ridiculously.
Yeah. Any tattoos you have to get knocked unconscious for, you don't get those for the
you
tattoo.
don't have to. That's an option, Anthony Richardson.
Yeah. But if you're playing regular fantasy football, why not hop on Best Ball? Don't do a mock draft. These are a great way to get ready for your regular fantasy football league. You can fire $25, get you into Best Ball Mania. You can win up to 15 million in prizes. 2 million to first is just awesome. Great season long sweat, and you don't have to manage your team. You just draft it, set it, forget it. You get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by MyBookie.ag, your place to bet on every sport, including the MLB, WNBA, golf, and obviously the NFL. Plenty of juicy futures, some preseason action. The Ravens are getting 4 points now, Ryan, just because the Colts are starting their quarterbacks.
What am I missing?
Love them even more. MyBookie.ag is a promo code SGPN. You get a deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions do apply on the bonus. There is a rollover. MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN. Kramer, let's talk 2025 Green Bay Packers schedule.
All right. So win total is 9.5. A couple macro notes before. Well, juice slightly to the over, -117, -107 to the under. 110 each way for the playoffs. So first team we've done with close to even odds both ways. 260 for the division.
Well, and we just broke down the Broncos, Ryan, and I think the Broncos
Slightly more favorite to make.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to say the Broncos.
I think they were minus 115.
They were favored in 12 games. They were what was their biggest dog price? Was like 5.5 or 6.
No, I think it was like
there was one that was like 4.5.
4.5, 2 4.5.
But look at this Packers team. They're not bigger dogs than 2.5 is the highest spread where they're on the look ahead. That's crazy for a team that's set at 9.5.
Yeah, with the way that
there's just so many small. Just highlighting how many small favorites or small dogs they are in this season.
Yeah, they are not a dog of 3 or more the entire season. That's how you say it when you're doing the hit there and out doing the local spot in Wisconsin. But also worth noting, Sean, that in 12 of these matchups, the spread is between a 3.
No, so they're not huge favorites in a lot of games.
It works both ways. Like this is a team again. They're favored 13 times, but like I said, I think 8 of those times they're maybe 9. They're favored a field goal less. So,
and look at those last 5 games. That is not a
and I think in general they don't have particular advantages with rest. And like you mentioned, their schedule it skews out a little more difficult. And as we've said throughout the series, the NFC, of course, one less home game this year. So anyway, let's get into it. Let's see. Did I say 11-1 to win the conference and 22-1 to win the Super Bowl? I would say both of those prices probably feel long if you're a fan of the team and short if you're not. We're getting to that point where the teams, it's like, I really only 22-1 on Jordan Love and the Packers. Okay. And then, I'll say this about them. I thought they were going to get more primetime games.
Oh, wow.
So they're not, that is a little bit of, for the Packers. I mean, they're a national team. I thought there'd be a little bit more, it feels like the matchups are being dictated by the other team, not the Packers. So first 4, and this is probably the one thing that if I'm a Packers fan, I don't love about my schedule. It's an early bye week. So you get Detroit at home, Washington at home, 2 playoff teams, and then a back-to-back road spot at Cleveland, at Dallas. I'll let Dick Puncher go first here. I mean, certainly going to find out a little bit about your team right away. I guess if you want to get Dan Campbell and the Lions, you might want to get them early. Maybe they're still working through some transition shit with the coordinators.
Yeah. And but they're also going to be fired up, like coming off that loss, getting their asses kicked by the Commanders, and now opening up against the Packers in what feels like a prime time. That's not Sunday night, is it? That game?
That is Sunday night.
Okay, I was going to say
Washington Sunday night.
Washington Sunday night, so they have back-to-back Sunday night?
No, Detroit is not Sunday night.
Okay,
Washington is Sunday night. My bad.
So,
and then Dallas is Monday night. So,
so they do have some prime time.
Talk for a second. I forgot something.
Ryan's got to get an extra LaCroix. Mr. Puncher, what do you like here? Your favorite in all 4 games. 2 of those are on the road. There is a back-to-back road spot, rivalry game against the Lions. What are you doing here? What do you have their record?
I mean, you guys did mention it that, it's going to be the first game for, the new coordinators in Detroit. And I do think they're losing a lot by losing those both guys, both Glenn and Johnson. Obviously Johnson's going to be the one everybody's talking about, but I think they're losing a lot there. So if you're going to have to play the Lions twice, getting to play them once in the first game. I mean, we just saw the preseason game. Now, obviously, that doesn't portend what will happen, but it wasn't a great showing for just the general schemes of the offense and the defense for the Lions there.
Ryan, real quick, Dick Puncher, the only guy to use the word portend while wearing a cheese hat. That has to be.
That's very good.
It's really using some great vernacular while also rocking a giant cheese head. But go on.
I am a Michigan alum.
Yeah,
I'm a Wolverine.
The props.
It's funny when he gets into the real heady handicapping with the big words and the EPA and the analytics and the predictive versus correlated stats.
Listen, there are many ways to punch a bookie in the dick. All right, sometimes you do it with your heart, and other times you do it with the head.
Sorry.
But all right, but yeah. So
as he pounds the giant cheese fist, let me get back to my purely analytical play on the Packers. The numbers, the numbers and the giant cheese hands don't lie. Sorry, Dick. Keep going.
If you're gonna go up against Detroit, you want them week 1.
Yeah,
I like us there. I like Washington. I'm curious what the heck is going on with the whole McLaurin situation. I mean, if he is, I think he'll play. I think he'll be in there. But my thinking is, I think we'll win both of those first 2 games. But there's enough of a probability between those two. Like, all right, Cleveland, we're winning. We're winning that game. Dallas, I'm pretty sure we've never lost in AT&T, including the Super Bowl that we played there. We've never lost there. So, that's free. So we're winning that one. We're winning Cleveland. I'll say 3-1. We might drop one of those first 2. I'd say like 2/3 chance, right? We win each of them. So we probably drop one. And I might put a little hedge towards the next jump ball type game in favor of the Packers, just because I think they'll win those. So yeah, I'll go 3-1. 3-1 to start.
Quick update: Thursday night. Typo on schedule grid.
What is
Washington's
Thursday night?
a Thursday night.
Oh, okay.
Sunday night.
So that is big. Now, certainly early in the season, I think the edge of a Thursday night home game not as strong as later on in the season. That short week because you're not as banged up week 2. But looking at the schedule, I keep going, Washington, I keep fading Washington and they're going to regress in my mind, but I gotta have them winning some games.
Do you?
Every time
McLaurin out, maybe Debo's
but
banged
every
up.
time I see him on the schedule, I'm like, they're overrated. Fade. They will win some games. Detroit,
not short week opening the season.
Okay. Yeah. I'm talking aloud of my own process and finding some biases against this Redskins team, but Detroit week 1,
they're going to tank big time.
That I think you would have to default probably to Green Bay. I know Easy's going to come on for the Lions preview and make a case for them week 1. That number being under 3, I think is, to me, Lions and Packers are fairly even. I don't know why this isn't a little higher.
Should be 3.
I do think Green Bay has a legit home field, especially when you look at the Jared Goff outdoor stuff. Now, granted, it's week 1 September. It's not below 32 degrees. Jared Goff Island, a little balmy that time of year. At Browns are rough, and I do like you guys to beat the Cowboys.
No, but
I'm between 2-2 and 3-1 because I do think. Granted, they're favored for a reason. Both those home games, I think those will be tough, and I like them.
You forget
in those
how weird
games.
Cleveland gets at home.
Yeah, they're going to be a frisky.
Like Jordan Love's back foot throw floating around with the wind coming off.
They're going to be a frisky dog at times, especially early when Joe Flacco is still probably upright before his back ultimately.
Dude, that
gives
offense is going to be good. By the way, R.I.P. to Shador.
He's a 4-stringer, and they signed Sue Huntley.
Well, it's because they're banged. You know what his injury is? First of all, hilarious that Flacco's the only quarterback to not miss training camp time, but Shador's missing time with a sore shoulder. Come on. Anyway, so I'll go 2-2.
2-2.
Well, actually, hold on. That's right. I had the Cowboys going 0-17, 3-1.
Yeah, I'm 3-1 because I don't want to be completely out on the Packers, and I'm looking at that last 5 schedule or those last 5 games. Now, granted, part of it was the Ravens hard graphic having the Chiefs logo. So somehow in my mind, that's like a super team that they're not beating. But even so, I think their schedule gets harder, so they're going to need some wins.
It's the same level of difficulty. Right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I mean,
maybe
regular
harder?
season Ravens.
He's thinking of Voltron though. It's a Voltron of the Ravens.
Just the best parts.
All right, next. Well, in the bye, I think the bye week coming early is not optimal, especially with how the schedule plays out. Then you have Cincy coming to town, and then your second back-to-back road stint of the season with at Arizona, at Pittsburgh, and then Carolina at home. I just read some phenomenally nice things about Bryce Young and that passing offense shown in Carolina. This is an interesting stretch because they could lose to Cincinnati. They could also beat the shit out of Cincinnati.
That's interesting that they're favored by 3 from Cincinnati, and you look at Washington, Detroit 1.5, Cincinnati, they give them the full 3. That's kind of interesting, and that'll be a great test for this Packers secondary certainly. But then the counter is, can Cincinnati play defense? What's that? LaFleur off the bye. I don't. Again, you mentioned it earlier up top, but worth reiterating. Don't love the early bye for a veteran team. You probably want it a little bit later.
Where are we at with the kneecap biting trend? Because the Bengals do play the Lions the week before.
Yeah. Wait. What?
Ooh.
The Bengals play the Lions.
Oh, okay.
Play the Lions the week.
It's a good. Well, but then also Green Bay does play the Lions. And then has Washington on the short week on Thursday, which we did not bring up the biting kneecap trend.
It's true. It's early in the season. The kneecaps aren't as big.
Aiden Hutchinson, I keep looking back at that game. I don't know if I want to face that guy week 1, even though as Ryan pointed out, he did have small hands.
2-2,
Michigan grad.
2-2.
So for this next 4, definitely. Because I mean, at Arizona. They're at Pittsburgh. That's a tough road spot.
I feel like we've watched some very weird games when Green Bay goes down to Arizona. Could just be anecdotal.
Well, they will have the
great Jersey matchup, and then it's Pittsburgh. Come on, actually, that stretch right there: Green Bay, Cincinnati, Green Bay, Arizona, Green Bay, Pittsburgh. Some fabulous Jersey combinations.
At Pitt. You got the Rodgers angle, which
Rodgers isn't losing to the fucking
the Packers subreddit is still in love with Aaron Rodgers. I did a brief.
There's a huge like schism in Packers fandom between those who love and those who hate Aaron. Like there is, and never the two shall meet. I mean,
where are you at with Aaron Rodgers?
Is this how like the Jews and the Catholics split off?
Yeah. Where are you at with Rodgers, Dick Puncher?
I mean, Rodgers was my favorite athlete to watch play ever. So I'm always going to be a fan of Aaron Rodgers. I love the guy. But I don't go too like. There are plenty of people who are like so on that path that they're like, oh, how dare like we got rid of him, and like you think Jordan Love is like because like I don't know, they can't get over the fact that we moved on. We've moved on. I still will root for Aaron as long as he's not playing against the Packers.
You guys got out. You got out at the right time, I would say. Yeah, with the Aaron Rodgers experiment.
It's easy to say with the injury happening.
Yeah, but that's what happens when you get older. And like certainly, there's probably I think you guys got out at the right time. He needed a fresh start. We'll see if it ends up working there in Pittsburgh, but I was just surprised how much Aaron Rodgers love was in the subreddit.
Dick Puncher talking with his hands, and one of them has a cheese fist on it. It's very, very
that's great. Ryan, you need one for like the
Italian hands.
Real quick, Ryan. Great marketing idea. Italian hands, but giant.
Yeah.
Like Dick Puncher's cheese hands, but it's mozzarella as a giant. But they're making the
white.
I need another hand. I am Italian.
Can we make
Italian flag mozzarella giant hand? Write it down.
Yeah, let's make
mozzarella cheese. Right, we got to mix up the cheese. We're gonna 4 cheese pizza going on.
I'm officially 2-2. I'm with you, Kramer.
2-2.
They those 2 road spots are trip up, and Bengals at home could be a little tough matchup. So I'm 5-3. You're 5-3.
Very interested to hear what Dick Puncher has to say to this stretch.
Yeah, Dick, what are you doing here?
All right, so you're talking about the road spots or trip up. Well, I'm looking at Cincinnati here having a road spot with us in Lambeau. Like you're saying, like they have no defense. Now, is it going to be better? Sure, because it can't possibly be any worse. But like, I totally think we're going to beat Cincinnati. I mean, you also mentioned the kneecap trend. I think we're going to beat them. I think, like, do they have a chance? Sure, but this is where that little edge I was given to the tiebreaker from the first 4, it's getting put in here in the Cincinnati game. We're going to win. We got that one. At Arizona, we're beating Arizona. There's Arizona's solid, but we're going to do it. No problem. Pittsburgh is going to be a freaking war.
Sunday night,
that's going to be an absolute war.
Yeah.
I'm going with Green Bay though. The Pittsburgh side of this whole thing is you've got Aaron Rodgers and his tenacity, which is something. There's something to be said for that.
Yes.
But I already know you're laughing about the hand motion. but
sorry, I'm trying to listen.
The thing is, the Packers, it's the whole, like, you've got Matt LaFleur, sure as shit does not want to lose that game. He does not want to lose that game. Jordan Love does not want to lose that game. There are a lot of players there that, like, they know, right? Like, it's like, are we a mistake? Right? Like, is this team a mistake? Like, that's what they're being adjudicated against. Aaron Rodgers, Packers versus what has come after, the Love Packers. Which is it? And the way that a lot of these Packers players have been talking about Jordan Love, I've heard quotes. Now, I don't think that, knowing the full story, I don't think this is the best quote to be using, but I've heard people, like beat reporters, talking about the Love is like the Pied Piper of the Packers now. The idea, though, is, you know, they've fully bought into Love. Do whatever he says. He's the leader, the full-on leader. And so I think they're going to go. I think just purely it's all of them needing this win versus just Aaron needing that win. Give me the Packers. And then Carolina, we kind of, I don't know if you'll remember, last year we played against Carolina and we almost lost that game.
Yeah.
Or no, sorry, not last year. This was 2 years ago when we still had he who must not be named as our defensive coordinator.
You guys hated him.
Oh, Barry. Oh my God. I won't say the first name with it, but so that was an embarrassing game. We did win, but they scored an insane number of points against us. LaFleur is not going to want that to happen. By the way, that's also the one that, what's his name? Jair Alexander went out there for the coin flip when he wasn't supposed to be out there.
Oh my God.
Also, I'm in Carolina right now. And let me just say, when I was parking in Duke yesterday, I had to, my girlfriend and I, we couldn't find a place to park. We see a parking attendant, like, giving somebody else a ticket. We go over to him. We say, hey, you know, do you have somewhere to park? And he tells us, and then he sees in the back of the car this stuff, right? And he goes, well, is that, he sees like the G on the fist. He's like, oh, Packers? I'm like, yeah. He's like, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Packers, go pack up. I'm in Carolina. Carolina. We're not taking Carolina in that game. That's Packers all day. We're taking all these games.
So 4-0.
4-0.
Interesting that they would call Jordan Love the Pied Piper. I definitely wouldn't look up what happened when the townspeople didn't pay the Pied Piper.
No, I don't even really know the end of this story.
You don't want to know what happened. He may have led away 130 of the town's children and just disappeared with all of them.
No.
Why would they use Pied Piper? There's so many.
Know. They clearly don't know the full, like the actual. They saw maybe the Disney-fied version of it or something.
Guys, you got to just try a little bit of internet research. You can get there. All right, so
next 4, Kramer. Where are we at?
Where are we at?
Well, you and I are 5-3. Dick Puncher, as you'd imagine, leading the pack at 7-1.
Nice use of
pack. I'm talking about
nice use.
Pied Piper of the pack.
Again,
pack,
but just make sure that you do it for free. Don't demand money or children. For the Eagles, week 10 now. Eagles at home, then at New York, a place that Jordan Love. Just in general, Jordan Love has not fared well against the Giants recently, specifically Tommy DeVito, who for now is still on the roster. Then the Vikings at home and then at Detroit. I'm going to check. They're definitely beating Minnesota. I think the Eagles hangover season could involve a loss at Green Bay
9-8
on Monday night. I mean, this is the game. It's a primetime game. The Eagles are off the bye. That's tricky.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm saying for them to lose. They're coming off the bye. I'm trying to. I was
well rested Eagles team.
Yeah, I was trying to paint a good narrative.
Eagles fan takeover of Lambeau.
Yeah, this is tough. This is tough. Yeah, so 2-2. The Giants game's a loss. Yeah. The Lions game's a loss.
I'm going. I'm also.
Are the Eagles winning this game?
Yes.
Is this 1-3?
It could be. It certainly could be. Like at Detroit, You know, it sounded like we were probably giving them Detroit that first game. I don't think they win both of those.
Although I could see them splitting in each other's home.
Minnesota at home, I do like that for them. And then at Giants, yeah, I mean, obviously, sub not a great football team, but I think Philly at home and at Lions are going to be two tough spots. I'm going to go 2-2. Kramer, what
Lions don't lose on Thanksgiving, right?
They have for a long time. They've gotten a little bit better. I've heard that is a Thanksgiving game, and
Thanksgiving
the
game.
Packers stole one from them. What was that? 2 Thanksgivings ago?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Maybe a little revenge for the Lions there. I 2-2 makes a ton of sense.
I got to hear Dick Puncher before I go.
Okay, Dick Puncher, what are you doing here?
Well, I'm going to start with the New York. I was at that DeVito game where Jordan Love went down the field and won the game, and then our defense let Tommy DeVito go right down the field with barely any time left and win the game back. So like that wasn't on Love, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. We're winning against New York. We're winning that one. Vikings, we're winning that one at home. Detroit, I think in Detroit, I think Detroit gets us. The Eagles, I mean, obviously the Packers, we lost to them twice last year. We're really going to want it. I mean, obviously we could pull that one out. I'm going to give it to the Eagles though. I'm going to go 2-2.
Whoa. That's kind of again, that little, the hangover's real. 1-3.
So Dick Puncher officially 2-2.
Yeah, you know what? 2-2.
Kramer also 2-2. Me 2-2. So 7-5, 7-5, 9-3 for the Puncher.
Interestingly, we all had different wins and losses.
Yeah, somehow. Chicago at home, man. By this point in the season, Chicago could be a complete dumpster. It could be Tyson and Bagent, right? Like we could be.
Chicago special Bagent number 7.
Can we be honest for a second? This will not be 3.5 points.
Oh, you think it's going to be more?
Oh, it has to be more, right? How does it become less? Let's play that game.
Maybe if they stop, maybe if Ben Johnson has to, he no longer needs to throw Caleb off the field, like during practice.
Oh man,
I can't get set up correctly. Maybe if Caleb learns how to set up in the offense, maybe the line won't increase.
Chicago at Denver, that is a tough spot. Tough back-to-back road spot too. Again, let's not do the 2 division games in 3 weeks. We can avoid that. So Chicago at Denver at Chicago, which this is I believe this is a flex game. Which it's currently a Saturday, but I think these can all be flexed to a Sunday. And then, they play Baltimore week 17, AKA another one of the games that could be on Saturday, could be flexed to Sunday, and then at Minnesota to close it all out. Do you have them sweeping Minnesota, Sean? That's the question.
Oh, that's tough. At Minnesota, I'm gonna be down on Minnesota. I don't know. See,
3 road games here. The Baltimore game is definitely a tough one.
Keep in mind the Packers last year were 1-5 in division. There's going to be regression to the mean here. We're not. We went 1-5, and think of how many of those games. Like I cited the one earlier where it was a 2-point loss where we missed multiple field goals against the Vikings.
Man, this could be. I
got them going 3-3. 3-3 in the division this year.
3-3. So what do you have them going this last 5? Because they play the Bears twice.
Actually, they could beat the Bears twice.
Okay.
They do own the Bears. Let's make those both wins.
Okay.
They lose the Denver game in between. They lose the Baltimore game, even though Baltimore is looking ahead to Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And can they lose to Minnesota?
They could.
So 2-3.
You're going 2-3.
What does that have me finish?
9-8.
Perfect.
Oh, okay. I'll go 3-2. I'll go 3-2 for this last stretch. I don't. Yeah, I guess I don't see exactly where they get the 3 wins. I'm down on Minnesota. At Denver's tough, and I think.
I'm sorry. I I saw Olan just threw some incredible.
Has he got some stats? Olan coming at Dick Puncher with his pre-tape promo.
You want to fucking go, Owen? You want to go? You want to win? Let's fucking go. I got the dagger, right? So I said I didn't need. There it goes. Here it's fucking.
Oh no!
Let's go. Let's go. Let's fucking go.
Olan, this is.
Go back. Go back. Go. Woo! Woo!
You know, some people admit
Go, baby.
the spirit of Hulk
I
Hogan.
can't hear anything. I gotta get my freaking. Which side is this? Fucking all disoriented.
The spirit of Hulk Hogan
damn
lives
it,
on.
Freaking Bears fans don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Well
They
done,
freaking
Olan. Well done.
Well, Ryan, I was inspired by Dick Puncher.
Are you gonna go an extra win?
Close to ripping his shirt off. 3-2. I don't know how it gets done. They might actually. We joke with that Ravens game that you mentioned the Pittsburgh look ahead. I think that's a good spot. I think they probably split with the Bears, beat the Ravens,
3-2,
and then close out what they win at Minnesota. I'm just down.
Maybe it is 3-2, 10-win team.
That feels about right. They were 11-6, kind of a similar season. There'll be some hidden bumps in the road here for this team. 10-7.
10-7.
That's what I'm got, Matt. You're 9-8 right now, unless you want to go back to the house, the Waffle House.
No, I'm good. Keep me at 9-8.
Dick
and
Puncher.
I was just thinking about how, I mean,
oh my god, the fist went flying into the hallway. I was like looking for the fist.
The cops show up like, what's going on?
Dick Puncher's girlfriend must be like, oh, so what'd you guys do on vacation? Well, my boyfriend, he called into a podcast and ripped his shirt off and was wearing a cheese hat, but we had a lot of fun. North Carolina is beautiful this time of year.
Yeah,
saw some beaches.
Totally. Went
and toured a bunch of cool places.
Saw Duke. Yeah.
Saw Duke. Olan says sidebar, love the energy. So, Dick Puncher, last 5. What are you doing here?
I mean, I was surprised to hear you had difficulty with like, will they get Minnesota again in Minnesota? Like, you have been so down on Minnesota.
That is true.
Rightfully so. I think you're right. As a Michigan man myself, right? JJ McCarthy, I have a lot of love and respect for JJ McCarthy. I will, I shouldn't say I have nothing but good things to say. I love what he did for us. But I know last year he was not ready for the pros. He was 100% not ready. Like, he can throw good balls that are, I'll say, catchable consistently. But in the NFL, when those windows are so small and you've got to hit it like right there, I don't think he was accurate enough at that point. I don't know if he's gotten better. I mean, he was obviously injured for a long time. So sorry, I'm like. Whew, I'm still amped.
I think we might have to censor that section when Dick Puncher ejaculated all over himself.
Yeah, right.
So JJ McCarthy, I don't think he's going to have a great first year.
5-0.
I think he'll be okay. But yeah, I think we're taking Minnesota. I will lose to Baltimore, I think, but I think we win the rest.
It's 4-1.
Yep.
4-1, 13-4. All right, we're gonna close things out with our favorite bets for your 2025 Green Bay Packers. Before we do, of course, shout out to Circa Million, Circus Survivor. You know, if you wanted to get crazy, Circus Survivor. If you took like the Packers week 1, that would be a onions play. Circa Million, you're picking 5 games against the spread every week. We got 6 million guaranteed for a million, 15 guaranteed for the Circus Survivor, and a bonus 1.5 million guaranteed for Grandissimo, $100,000 entry fee. Still open to investors. Podcast at SGPN.io. Maybe we'll get a group together for the old Circus Grandissimo. It sounds really awesome. And of course, anytime you're out in the Vegas area, hit up a Circa property, the D, Golden Gate, all great properties right downtown. If you're looking for action, if you're looking 3-2 blackjack, if you're looking for affordable / nice places. You can't beat the Circa properties. I mean, obviously Circa is kind of the flagship, but D Golden Gate really cool too. And you get 15% off all of them when you use the promo code SGP15 at checkout. And of course, when signing up for the contest, make sure to use our proxy. He's the person that'll put in the picks for you every week, so you can play from anywhere. Even if you're a Nevada-based resident, you want a proxy just in case you're a little hungover. You forget to put the picks in. They'll hit you up. They'll remind you. Very easy system. Footballcontest.com, promo code SGP for $50 off the proxy fees. Footballcontest.com, promo code SGP. And of course, shout out to Rhythm, continuing the heater with the power trends on the MLB props. It's a great time. Just fire away. And right around the corner of the year, their NFL product will be dropping. College football, build your models and just get after it. It's really fun to have these tools. And if you don't want to build your own model, you can just rely on Rhythm to help you out. What is Rhythm like? I'll tell you tomorrow. If you're watching live, youtube.com/sportsgambling podcast, Rhythm likes Angels -1.5 on the run line against the Rays, +164, courtesy of my model, and Rhythm also on it there. It's a power trend. Get your 7-day free trial. Try it out. You're gonna have fun with it. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Kramer, 9-8 for your Green Bay Packers. So you're going on the under on the win total at 9.5.
Yeah, although I wouldn't. Yes.
Okay.
Other than that, the only real take I have is Dick Puncher said it earlier. It does seem like Matthew Golden is going to find his way to getting a good amount of action.
Okay.
So I don't exactly know how you play it. I don't think you play the ceiling cases. Definitely drafting him in best ball. I'd probably play. It does seem like they still like Jaden Reed around the end zone. So maybe we look to do something with the yards with Golden. It's 700.5. -110. I mean, this could look foolish.
No, I mean Golden could certainly be that guy. What about the tight end Tucker Kraft? I saw he was not playing in family night. How serious is that? Is this a chance for Luke Musgrave to make a little bit of a run? Where are we at with Tucker Kraft, Luke Musgrave, Dick Puncher?
I from what I've heard thus far, now keep in mind I am on vacation right now, so I've had limited, exposure to the past like 2 days, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not worried about the Tucker Kraft situation right now. He is. I could not be higher on Tucker Kraft. Kraft,
he is sweet.
Love him, absolutely love him. Luke Musgrave, I think everyone, literally everyone, perhaps not you, Sean. I remember you were very high on him, but everybody has forgotten Luke Musgrave because Tucker Kraft has been so great.
Yeah.
But both of them are phenomenal. I mean, you're talking about the props for Golden. I'll say this: when it comes to receiving props for the Packers, I would be hesitant to play anything for any of the. Tucker Kraft would probably be the one I would be most interested in. But on the whole, it's just there's so many good options. Also, Romeo Doubs has allegedly been having an insane camp, like an insanely good camp. I'm hearing things that I'm not going to reiterate because they sound so absurd and you'll just laugh about them. So I'm not even going to, because I think they sound like they're so good that I think they sound crazy. But anyway, so Dobbs looking good. Wicks also has been apparently looking good. So yeah, there's so many mouths to feed. I do think Tucker Kraft will do great, but Musgrave was injured for a good portion of last year.
Yeah.
So it's that important to keep that in mind when they have both of them going. I don't know. I don't know
That's what Musgrave does, though. He gets hurt.
That was the issue. That was a bit of an issue.
I'm also going to play the 18-1 Jordan Love most INTs.
Okay, Jordan Love most INTs 18-1.
It's a paper ticket and it's sitting right next to the Michael Penix most INTs ticket.
Now, for me, I want to play some of the Tucker Kraft stuff, but I couldn't. Like him to lead the NFC North in receiving touchdowns at 40-1. That, as someone who likes long shots, there's just so many good receivers in this division. A bunch of dome games. You got even with Justin Jefferson dealing with the hamstring in preseason, and me being a hater of JJ McCarthy. I don't know if I can get there to lead the division. So whatever.
That's why you can't. It's like it's really hard to play the I mean, I guess for the same reason you can get a really juicy price, but
No, I'll just take his numbers not out yet. He had 7 last year. I'm guessing we're gonna get like a 4.5, maybe 3.5 Tucker Kraft receiving touchdown. So I will.
They're not even, are they offering 40-1 in the division?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The division's too stacked with.
It's not a good enough price.
No.
Golden's was 20-1. I honestly, if I was going to play that market with Golden, it was going to be yards. With Kraft, I would certainly look to the touchdowns.
Yeah,
but there's just too many ways you can get beat.
And kind of what's nice, and the double-edged sword as far as gambling, like this Packers offense, they do have a bunch of contributors with Josh Jacobs. With Golden expected to do something here with some of these other ancillary receivers. They have a bunch of like not number one receivers yet, and maybe they have it with Matthew Golden. So whatever the Tucker Kraft over reception or over receiving touchdowns is going to be, I'm going to be on it. I am on the over 9.5 wins, although I would play the make playoffs at -110 before I would play the over 9.5 wins, just in case you get there. I think you getting into the playoffs at 9 and 8 is much more likely than you missing the playoffs at 10 and 7, but it's probably pretty close there, and the odds suggest that. But Tucker Kraft, whatever you can get on him is over receptions, yards. I'm going to be on that. And from what I read, the injury doesn't seem super serious, so I like him. That's my big prop bet. But yeah, some of the other stuff like Josh Jacobs, you like, but is he gonna? What's
I like
the
Josh.
but is there a ceiling case you want to play? He's just kind of like a guy I want to have in best ball versus.
Yeah, I think this is I think the NFC North in general is a lot more best ball takes than. Yeah. I mean, I guess you can. Jacobs in the leader market is interesting. It's like you're basically playing heads up with Gibbs.
Yeah.
So in both markets, he's +160 to Gibbs is +135. I see the path for him to grab both. There's just not enough value for me.
Dick Puncher, what are you doing here? I'll put you down for over 9.5 wins. What else are you doing? How far are you taking this team? Is there some prop bets that we're missing out on? What else you like here for your Green Bay Packers?
Well, so I will say notably, just because you were talking about this, we did make the playoffs not last year, but the year before at 9 and 8.
Yes.
So, that's a very, theoretically, that's a very possible scenario. I very much like Josh Jacobs. I saw the over under for his rush touchdowns this year. Let me just say this. Last year, he started out with 1 rushing touchdown in the first 7 games. All right. So it's his first time with the team. Jordan Love gets hurt for a few of those, 4 of those games. And then after 1 in the first 7, he ends the season with 15 rushing touchdowns, not including the one in the playoffs against the Eagles. The over under that I saw is 9.5 rushing touchdowns. Give me that all day.
Okay.
It's a very reasonable projection for Josh Jacobs. Kramer, you on Josh Jacobs over 9.5 rush touchdowns?
No, but I don't generally draft a ton of older backs, regardless of if I kind of like them. Like in a season long, if I was doing season long, I'd be interested in drafting Josh Jacobs in like the 3rd round.
What about Marshawn Lloyd? We worried about him at all? Maybe
he's got to prove it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's got a groin.
He's dealing with it
early on, and then Emmanuel Wilson also has a small knee tweak, which shouldn't be anything. And I do like Emmanuel Wilson, but last year, I mean, they didn't use anybody else. They didn't. While I do like Wilson, they rarely used Wilson, and they used a little bit outside of that, but it was almost always Jacobs until the final game of the season where they just played him for the first series.
Yeah.
So I really like Jacobs.
I'll tail the Jacobs over 9.5 rushing touchdowns
because
his workload is pretty concentrated.
Did you see who they recently claimed?
No.
To their running back room?
No.
Israel Abanikanda.
Oh, is he? I did like that guy. Fortunately, the NFL hasn't. He was a guy who had like 200 to 1 most rush yards in the division.
Yeah, I guess for Jacobs, maybe the ceiling case you play is like the overall leader stuff. Cause it's just the division prices aren't good enough.
I just keep it simple. The over rushing touchdowns. I'll tell you on that.
Well, what I'll look up, cause I didn't look this up for him, but we can look up the alt over for Jacobs.
Oh, okay.
So 12 is plus 165. And 15 touchdowns, rushing touchdowns is plus 650. Not good enough. It's not good enough for me.
Not good enough for Kramer.
I like the over 12. I like the over 12.
Yeah,
Okay.
plus 165.
Yeah.
Put it on the board, Sean.
All right, I'll add that to your kitty here. Now, what else are you doing here in the market? Are you taking Jordan Love MVP, them to win the NFC North?
Yeah, I'm taking. I saw it at 25-1.
Okay, I'll give you 25-1. Now, division's only plus 260. Are you doing that?
Okay. Do I like that?
Yeah.
Yes. Would I play? But am I actually? These other ones, I'm actually like gonna put the bet in,
Okay.
or have it in already, So I do like that one. But yes, I like it. Will I place that one? I don't know.
It's fair.
I got
just in terms of the amount of money I want to lock up for the season.
It's future. I get it.
Yeah.
okay. So so we've discussed a couple of times the win streak props. The Packers are one of the teams being given some respect in this market, certainly because they're favored in a number of games. But as we said, a lot of coin flips here, Sean. You can play under 3.5 plus 145 for longest win streak. You could play under 4.5 at minus 150. 4.5 means they got to get to a 5-game winning streak. We went through the schedule. I think they can rack up wins. I don't know if they're doing it in like 4 in a row even. Where's the 4-game win streak, Sean?
Well, I mean, they're favored in their first.
Of course, coin flip. Three coin flips.
First 8 games.
3 coin flips.
I'm not touching that because this Packers team I think is pretty hot and cold. So I wouldn't touch the streak stuff because I don't have a good read on it. But they're favored in their first 8 games, Kramer. If you want to be optimistic, last team to get a loss is kind of an interesting market too.
No, they're losing to the Browns.
All right. Well, there you go. Problem solved. Any other bets, Mr. Puncher?
Yeah, I mean, to win the NFC Championship at 11-1, and then all right. I mean, you guys know the weekly bet that I always come in on the pregame show.
Yeah,
there's one man. He's not a Packer, but he is from a Bay. He is from a Bay. Yes, of course. The one, the only Mike Evans. All right. What do you think the over under is for his receiving touchdown?
It's going to be something
9.5.
dumb low, but it should be like 10.5, 9.5.
It is 7.5.
No.
What? 7.5.
All right.
7.5. I can send the screenshot. I took it just before we came on air.
That's amazing. No respect.
Let me just say, he only played in 14 games last season, 11 touchdowns. He played in 1 playoff game, 1 touchdown. That's not including the others. Get the hell out of here with this 7.5. They just drafted Ibuka. That's only going to draw more men off of Evans. I mean, he's as though Baker is gonna. He has like the most pure cocaine you could possibly have in the form of Mike Evans, and he just wants to hit that. And he's like, I'm going to try and be a good boy. I'm going to try and throw to Godwin. I'm going to try and throw to the tight ends, and then it gets into the red zone, and he's just, give me the Mike Evans. Give us all the Mike Evans.
The
Lord,
Mike Evans is pure and uncut.
I want the over on that for the season. And we did this last year when I came on the pregame show. Mike Evans, anytime touchdown until further notice.
Okay, I like that.
Is a play each week.
So sometimes maybe maybe you're a little hungover or you got something going on, can't make it in the pregame show. Just know that it's an auto play. So he doesn't. He will make it try and call in, but maybe something happens and he can't call in. If Mike Evans scores a touchdown, know that Dick Puncher is on it.
Is this man having sex or talking about Mike Evans touchdown bets?
All right. I mean, not going to top that. A bunch of.
By the way,
plays.
I think we're gonna. I think we're probably gonna get some sort of retaliation video from Olan that might
arms
not
race
NSFW as they say NSFW.
I don't know if we need to encourage Olan for the NSFW, right?
No, I'm not encouraging.
Okay.
I'm predicting it's going to be NFL. I have a feeling he sees the shirt come off and he says, oh, "Okay, I didn't realize what we were doing here."
Olan saying only Packers fan with an 8-pack. Yes, Ryan. We found the Packers fan who
It's heresy. I'm sticking up for all of you fit Packers fans. You're out there.
Go.
We know. They can't deny us anymore. They're can't do it.
They're running laps around Lambeau, doing their squats and crunches. They're going to be ripped. Good times as always. You can follow the Dick Puncher on X at _ Dick Puncher. He's in the Discord Dick Puncher as well. Always enjoy you chopping it up. Enjoy you hopping on the pregame show. Very fun getting the D-Gens pumped up for the games.
You know I'm a degenerate.
Oh, it's going to be great, Ryan. The season right around the corner. 32 NFL team previews. Toss us a nice 5 stars on Spotify. Always appreciate that. And comments, questions, ask them on the Spotify. Always happy to chop it up with you.
Oh yeah, love that.
Kramer, 2 days continue tomorrow. What do we got on the docket?
Well, it turns out there's more football teams to talk about. Tomorrow we have the Houston Texans with a very special guest. And then Chargers with the usual Mr.
Decker in studio. It's going to be a hell of a show. All right, good times as always. Thanks to Mr. Puncher for his time, and of course,
enjoy the rest.
Participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
Enjoy the rest of the vacation, Mr. Puncher.
For Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, second money greenies, Ryan.
Again, I think we might have to blur some of that.
Kramer, let it ride.
I want better fucking execution.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.